How you doing, everyone? Scott back again. This time it's going to be to show you the results of the kind of restoration project that I had on a vinyl box set that I bought last month, middle of December. I was at a record fair and spotted this vinyl box set that was in pretty bad shape, and that box set was Iron Maiden, The Best of the Beast from 1996. So this box set was sitting there water damaged for 24 quid. I looked at the vinyl was in really good shape, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on this. You don't see these that often, and for that price, never. So I bought it, got it home, and I thought, you know, I can maybe do something with this. I could maybe spend a bit more attention on it, get it looking a bit nicer, even just because it is more of a collector's piece. I mean, Iron Maiden vinyl from 1996, it's a collector's piece, and you want it to kind of look nice on the shelf, or you've got it on display. So what I did is I got it home, I had a think of what I was going to do with it, and I kind of put my ideas into action. So what I'll do, or if I've not done it already, I'll put photos up on screen to kind of show what the box set looked like beforehand. So when I first picked the box set up, as you'll see from the photos, there was scuffs everywhere, all over it, right along the bottom edge was just, there was no colour in it at all. Just in really bad shape. The box was coming apart, and I wouldn't put this effort into many things, but when you look at these box sets online, depending on condition, they sell upwards of £250. I recently just saw one I think it was a couple of days ago. It sold for £400. Now obviously that's in the high end. That's probably in mint condition. But you know, it's one of those pieces that I thought needed a bit more attention. So what I did was I got an iron, and I got a cheap set of washable fibre pens, felt tip pens. Now it's quite a colourful box, so I did get an array of colours, so I could kind of blend in the colours on the box, and this is how it turned out. So here's the front, still got that nice gloss on it. There are the edges there. Here's the back. Now this grey, this is actually part of that's the part of the look. That's not wear and tear. But as you can see, nice black corners which weren't before. So that is how the box has turned out. Now the one thing I tried to do was there is still this kind of warp in the cardboard. Now what I did was I put a lot of weight on it. I tried to focus the weight, so I got something small and then put a lot of weight on top of it, and it did help for a day or two, but slowly but surely it started to warp back to the way it was again. So I think the warp is maybe past fixing. I probably could have put more weight on it, but I didn't really want to take it too far and then damage it even more. So I thought I can live with the warp, but it was more the look of the box that I was more concerned with. So to me, that's turned out really, really well compared to how I found it. So what I did was I tested the pens first, and as you can see in this corner, if you can see the purple spots that are more prominent than the rest, that was kind of like my test patch. And I thought, when I first put the pens on, I thought the colour's going to be too strong, it's going to stick out a mile. So I did hesitate, and I kind of rethought about how I was going to do it. But then I thought, if I can take some of the pen off, and because these are washable pens, I started to dab the pens on, or colour the pens in, and then dab it off with my finger. And it really took the kind of the strong colour away, and it really made it fade into what was already there. So what I did, for example, along this, we've got this kind of like black line here. This was all scuffed and scratched, so it was basically down to the white cardboard. I took the pen right along and just dabbed it off with my finger, and it came up really, really well. I don't think you'd even notice that had been touched up with a pen. The back, this was covered in scuff marks, and like it had been taken right back down to the cardboard, the white background, and I don't think you'd ever notice that had been touched up with a black felt tip pen. The places you'd probably notice the most is I did this corner. You can see here that it's been touched up. It's quite dark and dark here. But the same goes for these corners, and you wouldn't notice. So I'm really happy with the result. And I suppose this is kind of like an exercise, and this kind of video is to kind of show you, if you do come across that kind of rare piece that, you know, it's not quite in the condition that you want it in, it's maybe still worth picking up. I mean, I'm not doing this to sell it. I'm not trying to swindle somebody. I'm not trying to make it look better than it really was. If I was to sell it, I would definitely mention that it has been restored or refurbished, then it has suffered from some water damage. But the box was coming apart. There was sellotape right along this edge, which when I took it off, took all the colour off the box. So it was basically all scuffed white right along this edge, and you would never ever notice now. I got the green pens out, I got the black pens out, even touched up some of the font. So again, really happy how that turned out. With the sleeves, now these sleeves were really, really warped. Now they still don't look the best, but you know, even vinyl that's over 20 years old anyway is going to have a certain bend on it if it's not kept properly. But especially with vinyl that's had water damage, all I did was iron these seams. Now I didn't blast it with steam or spray it with water. Because I thought steam would just enter the cardboard, it would probably make a mess. It would probably ruin the surface of the sleeve. But what I did, just took the tip of the iron and just kind of ran it along the edge of the sleeves just to tidy them up, and it came out really, really well. So, bit of an exercise. Now, I kind of, what happened was the day before, Andy Cloudy Milder, he was at the same record fair and he saw this box set, and I know he's obviously a massive Iron Maiden fan, and it really surprised me that he never picked it up. Now, it's not going to be the price that he never picked it up, it's going to be the condition. So this is maybe a lesson for some of you, that with a little elbow grease, you can turn a battered, knackered box set into something that can look actually pretty good on your shelf. So there we go. Sorry, Andy, you might get it in VCLT one day if I find a better one, but I doubt it. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Something a bit different. Like I say, something I wouldn't do for every knackered bit of vinyl that I ever saw, but I thought this box set kind of deserved a bit of TLC, and I think it turned out pretty well. So there we go. Iron Maiden, Best of the Beast, or almost Best of the Beast. That's that. So until the next video will be a vinyl update, and maybe some CDs as well. But until then, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.